Huber, and this is SatTV. Now, I'm pleased to be joined by Hagay Katz, Chief Product and Marketing Officer at Gilat Satellite Networks. Now, let's start with the first question. What is the Elastix era of satellite communication? What has changed in the market? Why Elastic?
A lot of things changed in the market recently, and typically I'm for quite some time in the industry, and what we see is that sometimes the ground segment is going forward and sometimes the space segment is going forward. And what we see is a very strong advance of the space segment. Satellites that are going to be launched in the next few years are different from satellites in the past. They are software-defined satellites or digital satellites, and they have a lot of, they are smart satellites. And these smart satellites allow the satellite operators and the service providers to provide much better value for the investment they put in the sky. They can serve more customers, they can serve it in less cost, and they can adapt the service to the demand, and the ground segment must answer and must be able to, I call it, to dance with the satellite. So the satellite are dancing, and you need two for tango. So that's what changed. We need, the ground segment need to make a quantum leap to be able to make sure that all the new features of the software-defined satellites can be answered by the ground segment. And that's the main change.
Looking at this change in the market, what would you say is the main driver? What need does it answer?
So the main need is the growth of the capacity and the growth and the new developments in the market. And from broadband to 5G to IoT to cloud, and the typical architecture of the older satellites wouldn't do the job because of the demands for much more capacity, better response time. We also talk about global satellites that are covering all the geography and you need to work in different geographies, different time zones. Management must be very dynamic. So all of this is because of all the new applications, the completely new area of cloud, 5G, and broadband, and so forth.
I think we've pretty much answered the next question, but let's get your take on it. Gilat, are you going to be a major player in this new market?
Okay, Richard. So definitely, and not only we are going to be a major player, I think, at least the way I see it, this is our main strategy. Our main strategy is to become the leader or a significant leader in this market for the ground segment, of course. This is why we launched the new system, the SkyEdge 4. And I believe that this will also change the way that we do business, because in this environment of the software-defined satellites that are global and big, there is a phenomena of winner takes all. And so we must compete, because otherwise somebody else will take everything or nearly everything. So I don't have a lot of choices here. And B, the reward is very good. So I think that we must compete there. It is our strategy. And another layer of that answer is that the way that we build these new ground segments, they are very strong on the hardware. In the past, we had to grow the hardware as the satellite grows. This disappeared. Now it's all software. You grow with software licenses, software additions, software changes, and so forth. So this will also take us to be very much more balanced between software and hardware. You used to be a lot of hardware and software. Now we are going to be very much also a software company. That has a lot of implications on the company, the type of people that are working in the company, the focus on the management system, the type of cloud development that you want to do, how you charge your customers. What type of licenses you have, do you do it recurring, not recurring, based on capacity and so forth. So this is a big change and we are very strong inside it. I think this is the future of us becoming the leaders of that and moving to a profitable software-based company. Very profitable, let's call it this way. At least the idea or the direction is to be there.
Now, you've already touched on the Sky Edge 4, which you've introduced, and I can see you're pushing this very heavily. What's it delivering to the end user, to the customer?
The Sky Edge 4 can deliver several things. The first thing that is important is to understand we are multi-orbit type of system. When your first question was what was changed, is that we are now working multi-orbit rather than a single orbit, okay? It's GEO and MEO and LEO in the future. So it brings our customers also the ability to work in a multi-orbit situation. And moreover, a multi-market or multi-service environment. That means that the same single system can be used for consumer broadband, can be used for cellular backhaul, can be used for in-flight connectivity, can be used for maritime, and so forth. This is not an easy exercise. Our competitors in the past, they used to have different systems for different applications. I was very lucky also to launch the Sky Edge 2C, which is our current system, and at that time we were the first one to do really a full multi-service system, and Sky Edge 4 is going to be the same. So it delivers multi-orbit, multi-service. More than that, it delivers backward compatibility to some of the terminals that we are using now with Sky Edge 2C that I actually launched in 2012. It gives then customers business continuity. It gives them the capability to work with software-defined satellites. It gives them a single global management. And by all means, to the very end users, it gives a very good user experience, which in the end of the day, we want the user experience to be, is the most important thing. If I'm doing to you cellular backhaul, I want you to feel that you are like in a natural 5G environment and not on a satellite environment. If you are browsing on maritime on a ship or on the aeroplane, I want to give you the feeling that you are at home. And to do that, there are many technologies in Sky Edge 4 that the KPIs are very stringent about the user experience.
I just want to touch on it's software-based, as you've mentioned. It's the new era. Should customers be worried about this switch to the software-based platforms?
There are two types of customers, the end users and the customers of us. The customers of us for this very high throughput satellites are the likes of SES, Intelsat, Hispasat, and so forth, satellite operators. Their strategy is to move to software-defined satellites. And accordingly, as I said, the ground segment is dancing with them. There is nothing to be worried about. There is the only option to supply the services in the speed and the scalability is based on software. All the models of growing must be based on software. So, and the flexibility must be based on very strong software capabilities. And you know, it's all the smart systems becomes more software centric. Satellite is no different, and the management system, the operation system, the cloud, and everything is now becoming a natural part of these new systems. So not only we shouldn't worry about it, we have no choice. and that's the only way to grow.
Most importantly, have you had any success yet with SkyEdge 4?
Definitely, and I think the best indicator for success in the market is that even before you have the system absolutely ready for launch, you already have customers that are interested, and they sign it and they trust you that you will deliver the goods. And we announced, of course, a win with SES on the Empower, the MEO. We announced another win with SES on the Geo satellite, and we announced the continuation and the expansion of our in-flight connectivity network with Intelsat Era. And we have many more engagement as we speak. So we already signed this and made it public. And I think for me, it's a major sign for success for SkyEdge 4. I think that the customers are amazed from what is the quantum leap. You know, I mean, if you look at that, you see that we like 10 to 20 times more on everything, on the data throughput of the data center, the RF, the VSATs, everything. It is really a quantum leap in the technology. And it is accepted very well.
You bring out a new platform, it's cutting edge, your competitors going to look at you. How do you keep ahead of them?
As I said, that's a very important point, because it's a winner takes all type of environment, or nearly winner takes all. We have to be very competitive and to be able to win the competition. Winning a competition is the most important part of every business company. You know, many times people ask me about strategy, and I said, guys, my strategy is to win the competition. That's my strategy. Now, so you ask me, what is my strategy to win the competition? It varies. Playing to win composed not only from features, it composed from a complete plan. And we have such a plan. It relates to being very transparent and responsive to your customers. Focus on your important customers. Find the technology leaps, for example, making the system very scalable. As I said, software-based, very scalable. Customers will be able to grow to any number by clicking a button. Making sure that the user experience, as I said, is very good. Providing very good support. Providing supporting systems, being a project delivery as well. As I said, when you take one satellite, you possibly take the another one, you manage 2 satellites, then 3 satellites, and then 10 satellites. You have to be very good, not only in writing software or making hardware, but also in engaging with the customer end to end. And I think that we are working at that very hard, and Gilat is known to be able to work with these big customers and provide them more than just a ground technology, all the envelope around it, including bringing customers to them and managing for them some customers and something. So all of this all together is building the strategy to win.
Okay, it's been a pleasure talking to you today, and hopefully we can have an update in 6 months.
Absolutely, same. And let's talk in 6 months, and I will be able to give you more news about the success of this. On a personal note, for me, it's really, I feel it's a very important part of my career. I'm in the business for a long time, and I'm quite excited from that. I think it's a new era, and I'm lucky to be part of it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Richard.